Hello, everybody. Welcome back to JBW Designs. Judy Whitman is who I am. It looks like I am losing a few brain cells this morning. I will tell you, I was trying to clean up a kind of a mess on the kitchen floor, and I hit my head on the counter. So I possibly did lose a few brain cells. I hope not. So we will keep going with this video. And the first thing I want to tell you is thank you for watching. I am so excited about the fact that I have almost 400 subscribers, which is kind of amazing to me because I don't know 400 people, but somehow you've all decided that you are enjoying these, I hope. And so I want to thank you. I really appreciate it. So I have a long list of things to talk about today, and hopefully not boring, but interesting for you. Let's see. The first thing I want to tell you is that the videos are generating the most interesting, results that I did not expect. And that is that I am starting to hear from people who I have not visited with in years and years. So each week I get a letter or an email, and it's really quite exciting to reconnect with old friends. Let's see. I want to tell you, this week has been so hectic. I told you in the last video that Needlework Expo is coming up, and that is going to be next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It is a wholesale virtual market for shop owners. And so I was really in a rush to get everything done. And I'll tell you about one of my woes this week. So I have 4 designs that are being published. So I needed to get all of those books proofed and the files to the printer, etc., because we're on a tight deadline here. And then I'm going to do a kit. And the kit had been sent to my finisher in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and she mailed it back on, February 13th. And here we are almost 2 weeks later, and it still hasn't arrived. Now, the Postal Service tells me it's arriving today, but that's a little late. So what I had to do, and thankfully my finisher suggested this to me, she said, "Do you have a plan B?" And I hadn't even thought about that. So I restitched the model for the kit just in case it never arrived so that we could photograph it. So I have been really busy this week stitching nonstop, trying to get that done and then doing the finishing of it. But so I probably will end up with 2 models of this piece, and I'll probably try to give one away to one of my shop owners. So that's the plan. I want to show you some products that I have purchased over the last few weeks because I'm going to take a quick drink of water here. I'm losing my voice already. So I'm always on the lookout for something to use for upcoming designs. And since I have so many things that are in the round, that's one of the things that I'm always on the lookout for. So I think I told you about this a few weeks ago. I bought this box, and I'm not going to show you a lot of it, but this is going to be one of the new designs, and the design is actually going to fit on the lid of this round wooden box that I got at Hobby Lobby and just painted. It's a natural wood color. So that was one product I found. I also, this week, I had another design I was looking for a finishing idea for, and it actually is still with the graphic designer. So I took a picture of it. I don't know if you can see it, but it actually, it looks like kind of a box, and you could hang it on the wall. It's dimensional. It's about this thick. So you could hang it on the wall, or you could set it on a table. And so what I liked about this particular box, this too was Hobby Lobby, is I loved the wreath around the outside edge. So I took the new design and I finished it, of course, as a round piece and covered the lettering. So that is another idea that you could use for finishing. And then the third idea that I wanted to show you, and I haven't done anything with it yet, but it may yet come up for summertime, is that I found this wooden wreath. And this was from Joann's. And I thought it had great possibilities too, because I thought what fun it would be to paint the flowers before I did something on the inside. So who knows, that may result in a design also, looking forward. So those were some of the things that I wanted to share with you about finishing. I also, let's see, I have several segments of thoughts for today's video. I wanted to do snow items, snow models, because we still have snow on the ground here in Michigan, although it's a bright sunny day. And actually I was able to walk outside yesterday, which was just wonderful because the streets were dry enough to walk. It's been a couple months. So I have the snow themed models to show you. And then I also have some Christmas ornaments that I was finishing for one of the new designs that I wanted to share with you. And one other thing that finally came in that I thought you'd want to see is that this design came out, as you know, if you've watched the other ones, at the beginning of February, and it's the chintz alphabet. It looks like this, but up until now, I haven't had the frame to be able to show you how it looks finished, and I love how it turned out. This is a tree from Family Tree Frames, which is a division of Classic Colorworks, and they're located in Arizona. So you could go on their website. They have all kinds of moldings that are quite attractive and finishes that are beautiful. I've used quite a few of their frames before. So let's, I hope this isn't too scattered. Let's move on to the winter items, and I'll show you some of those models and how they were finished, because I want to inspire you always. So let's start with this one. This little guy is kind of coming apart here, but I'll have to fix that later. So this is called Sledding Snowman. And actually it was two designs that came out a couple years ago. There's the Sledding Santa, and then the snowman, of course, fits right in for today's theme. So that is what this book looks like. And I have worked that design and mounted it on one of the larger sleds. So this is the design worked over two. You can see it's on a pale blue fabric. These are easy to mount, incidentally. You just kind of make a template of the shape of the sled, and then you cut a cardboard out that shape, and that's what you're going to cover with your fabric. And I just used cording around the edge to finish it. So I'll put that up there closely so you can see it. And then I also worked it over one. This is the one that needs a little repair here. And you can see what it looks like over one, and it's on a tiny little sled. And I'd be finishing it just that same way. So those are one set of snow models. All right, this is an older book, so it's kind of fun to show you some of the things that came out years ago. This is actually 10 years old. It's called a winter collection, and there are a number of designs in this piece. There's snow hats, which would really be cute, worked individually and finished as ornaments. There's an ice skate, and that actually is appearing in my new ornament book. There's a little alphabet snowman, and then there is another kind of a snowman on the back that's finished with motifs. So I have some of those models to show you. This is a multi-page booklet, incidentally, so you can see kind of what that looks like. So this is what the skate model is like from Winter Collection. And it too has all winter themes, a snowflake and a snowman and a tree, etc. That is what that looks like. That needs repair too. I just looked at a loose thread on that. Here is another one that comes from that same booklet. And this also is a snowman filled with all kinds of winter motifs. And this was finished as a flat finish with a ball fringe edging, which is kind of unique. Another idea for your finishing projects. And then the third item, I stitched over one. This is the little alphabet snowman, and he has been finished as a little pillow. So those are the three models that I have to show you from Winter Collection. And then I have two other booklets that fall into our snow category. Some of you may have seen this before, but for some this may be new. This is French Country Snowman. And I kind of like it because I changed it up a little bit this time. Instead of using the French word for snowman, I just said in the meadow we can build a snowman. Charted that. That is worked on actually on a pale polka dot fabric. So it's a pale tan ecru fabric with white dots. And this is what the finished model looks like. So you can see it up close, so you can see what it looks like done. And then, of course, I always have to work models over 2 and over 1. This is a beautiful box, and I have another one to show you too, from a company called Lone Elm, E-L-M, and they make the most lovely boxes, shaker style boxes, and trays and little desks, etc. They're a little pricey, I will tell you that, but if you wanted to invest in something beautiful just to have and love shaker pieces, this might work for you. And of course, this is the little snowman worked over 1. It's kind of on a pale green fabric. And then the last title I wanted to show you is the French Country Snowflake. And I think we talked about this before because I have a little wooden snowflake that I thought this would look so cute mounted on. But I can show you both the models for this design. This is a little pincushion box, and this too is from Lone Elm. And this is worked over 1. I love the trims on this because you can see there's a navy and white corded trim. And then also, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a blue, dark navy blue ball fringe on this one too. And the little pins are from just another button company. So that's one of the snowflake models. And then the other snowflake model is actually, although I think I have it tied too tightly, it is a stand-up. So this too has been finished as a flat piece with the ball fringe around the edge. And you can see if you look at the edges here, if I loosened the ribbons a little bit, it would serve as a stand-up. So this is the design over 2. So that finishes my collection of snow designs for this week. Let me look at my notes. And now I'm going to move on to my Christmas ornaments. And I think I mentioned in the last video that I have a new booklet coming out, another ornament collection. It has 20 ornaments in it, and 10 of them had to be restitched because I hadn't stitched them over 1 for the cover. And so not only did I have to stitch them, of course, but I had to finish them. And I discovered in my finishing that one little step, and I wanted to talk to you about it in case you decide, of course, to finish ornaments in this method too, is that our directions for this, and it's in an earlier video, it might be number 4, I'd have to go back and look at my notes, but I have directions on how to finish the ornaments. And it basically involves 2 pieces of what is called comic board, which is just the perfect weight to use for finishing because it's easy to cut by hand with just scissors. So I take one of the boards, put felt on it, cover it with the linen design, and then the backing is covered over the other piece, and those are either glued or sewed together. So the mistake that I made was when I was gluing my linen piece to the cardboard on the back and also the backing, I was using way too much glue. And so when it came time to, once they dried, when it came time to put the 2 together, it was very challenging. The glue was making it hard, and you could glue those 2 pieces together, but I like to hand sew them because it makes a little tighter finish. And so I was really having trouble with the hand sewing. So I tried on some of the ornaments another method, and actually this worked quite well. So I thought, oh, I'll tell my viewers about this. I used, I think I found it at Hobby Lobby, a 1/4 inch size double face tape that's clear on both sides. And I tried using that to mount some of my pieces. And so I would run a piece of tape along here, and then I could wrap the fabric around it and along here, and then along the base, and I'd miter the corners. So it worked really well on anything with flat edges. So I started using that method and I liked it a little better. So just a little hint for you. So this is one of the designs that's in the new ornament book. It has tiny little candles, and I finished it with a rickrack trim. Another one of the little tree designs is a partridge in a pear tree, and that's just finished with cording. Another one of the little tree designs is just a series of trees that are stacked, and that's finished with a chenille cording. These are all in the new book upcoming. This one I love how it turned out. This, I'm trying to think what book this was from. Oh, this was from called Scandinavian Ornaments, and it was a series of 3 books. They were published quite a while ago. There were 3 ornaments in each book, so 9 altogether. So this little sweater came out of one of the Scandinavian ornament books, and that too is finished with cording. And I used a little pearl cotton in the background. You can just barely see the little tiny dots that are there. And then I did, again, one of the ones that I showed you earlier from the winter collection, and I finished it with a little ruched ribbon with the straight pins in between that hold the ribbon in place. And then the last one I finished, I think I showed you for the first time, so let's see, what booklet did this come from? I think this comes from Vintage Ornaments. I lose track of, I have so many books over the years, I lose track of what came from what title. So the little ice skates were also finished with the little dots in the background and cording on the edge. So those were my finishes a couple weeks ago to get those ready for the new book. And let's see, what else do I want to tell you about today? Oh, my shop. Every time I do a video, I have a shop that I want to feature. So the shop this week is from Bristol, Pennsylvania. It's called Olde Cross Stitchery, and Mary Murphy is the owner, and I talked to her for quite a while this morning. She has owned the shop for 36 years. The shop is located 20 minutes north of Philadelphia, just across from New Jersey along the Delaware River. And the town of Bristol is a historic town. It sounds charming. I'd love to go and visit. And there's the oldest operating inn in the country is in Bristol. So I really commend Mary for her dedication to our industry and how hard she's working. She said she's working till almost 9 o'clock every day, trying to fill orders. Business is booming, but of course she's working like crazy to make sure she gets everything. And in this COVID crisis, it really has been challenging because the shops are having trouble getting the fabrics and all the fibers, etc. So everybody's behind. So I keep saying every week, please be patient when you order from shops. And what I love about Mary's shop is that she is on my automatic, which means everything that I publish, she automatically purchases. So I appreciate her patronage too. She is open only on Saturdays, but she has hang tags on the door, so they let in a few at a time. You can stay as long as you want, but that determines how many people can enter. So if you live in the area, I'm going to encourage you to visit Mary's shop because I think it would be fun to see it in person. She said people travel from all over to visit. Let's see, the last thing, a couple things. I'm not sure when my next video will be because next weekend is going to be tied up with needlework. I keep calling it needlepoint, Needlework Expo. And I know I'm going to be very busy that weekend and then shipping orders the following week. And then we are going to be gone on a much needed vacation for a few weeks. So it might be a while before I'm able to show you all the new releases that I'm going to be releasing at the expo. And I also, on a personal note, want to tell you about our son-in-law, our daughter Chris's husband, Craig. He has been going through some really serious health issues the last couple of weeks. He was hospitalized. They've been doing tests. They had another meeting this morning with their doctors, and they still have not determined exactly what is wrong. So I know that you're a very caring community, so I'm just asking for your good thoughts and prayers for both of them and our family as we face this health crisis together. And I really appreciate all your caring words and your kindness. It's wonderful for all of us. So until the next video, I want to say goodbye, and please subscribe if you're interested. I love seeing those numbers grow. Thanks again. See you next time. Bye-bye.